Welcome to my channel, where every story comes to life. Dive into captivating narratives that spark your imagination. Let's begin today's story. Meet Ethan Ramirez, a 38-year-old entrepreneur living in the vibrant city of Seattle. For the past decade, Ethan had been building his business and life alongside his wife, Isabella. She was 34 and a successful marketing executive. Together, they had two young children, a boy and a girl, and from the outside, their life seemed perfect. Friends often praised their strong marriage and charmed life, saying nothing could come between them. But over the past 6 months, Ethan noticed subtle changes in Isabella. She seemed more distant, often lost in thought, and increasingly glued to her phone. She mentioned late-night work meetings, networking events, and the occasional girls' night out. At first, Ethan trusted her explanations, but the way she smiled at her phone, kept her messages private, and seemed preoccupied with her work left him uneasy. Ethan tried to push his doubts aside. Friends told him that every marriage goes through phases, especially when work and kids demand so much attention. Yet, late at night, while Isabella slept beside him, Ethan lay awake, unable to shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The tipping point came when Isabella's boss, Luke, a 40-year-old tech CEO, invited them both to an exclusive networking event at his luxurious penthouse in downtown Seattle. Luke was the type of man who oozed confidence and charm. He was slick, well-dressed, and always carried a smirk that unsettled Ethan. Luke seemed to have it all: success, charisma, and a powerful presence. Yet, Ethan couldn't ignore the way Luke looked at Isabella during previous events, the lingering touches, the overly familiar smiles. Ethan brushed it off, reasoning that no one would invite a married couple to a party if they were having an affair with one of them. Still, a nagging voice in his head told him to stay alert. On the night of the party, Ethan and Isabella arrived at Luke's penthouse, which offered sweeping views of the Seattle skyline. The place was packed with well-dressed professionals sipping champagne, with a jazz band playing in the background. Isabella looked stunning in a sleek black dress, her makeup flawless and her smile radiant. Ethan felt proud to have her by his side, yet his unease lingered. As the evening progressed, Isabella mingled effortlessly with coworkers, including Luke, who was his usual charming self. Ethan kept an eye on them, but saw nothing suspicious. Then, about an hour into the party, Isabella excused herself, saying she needed to catch up with a friend in a quieter area. Ethan nodded, not wanting to seem suspicious, but something felt off. Instead of following her right away, he decided to give her some space and mingle with other guests, trying to shake off his growing anxiety. After 15 minutes, curiosity got the better of him. Ethan politely excused himself from a conversation and quietly slipped away from the crowded living room. Wandering through the hallways of Luke's sprawling penthouse, he eventually found himself in a secluded, dimly lit garden area outside. There, in the soft glow of the garden lights, he froze as he overheard voices he immediately recognized. One voice was smooth, cocky, and slightly tipsy. The other belonged to a man he didn't recognize. But what caught Ethan's attention was the conversation. "I don't know how she does it, man. Isabella can slip out of her husband's arms and into mine like it's nothing. Last weekend was insane. We met up at that hotel near the waterfront. You wouldn't believe what happened," said Luke. Ethan's breath caught in his throat. Did he hear that correctly? He moved closer, careful not to make a sound. His heart pounded in his chest as he listened in disbelief. "Does her husband know anything? I mean, you're playing with fire here, man," the other voice said. "Nah," Luke replied confidently. "Ethan's too busy with his business to even notice. Besides, Isabella knows how to keep secrets. She's smarter than most women I've been with." Ethan's hands trembled. His worst fears were being confirmed right before his ears. His wife, the woman he trusted above all others, was having an affair with her boss. The way Luke spoke about her, as if she were just another conquest in his string of affairs, filled Ethan with rage. But he wasn't the type to confront anyone in the heat of the moment. Ethan stayed hidden listening for as long as he could. He learned that their affair had been going on for nearly 6 months, with secret hotel meetings, late-night phone calls, and business trips that were really just excuses for their rendezvous. By the time Ethan slipped away from the garden, he had heard enough. That night, Ethan returned home with Isabella, acting as if nothing had changed. He smiled, laughed, and made small talk, all the while his mind was spinning with a plan. He wasn't going to confront her right away. He needed evidence, cold, hard proof. Over the next few days, Ethan became a different man. He became strategic, careful, and methodical in his approach. He installed tracking apps on Isabella's phone without her knowing, hacked into her email accounts, and even hired a private investigator. Over the next 2 weeks, he gathered everything he needed: text messages between her and Luke, photos of them at hotels, and even phone records that confirmed what he had overheard at the party. With each piece of evidence that came in, Ethan's heart broke a little more, but his resolve grew stronger. He wasn't going to just confront her. He was going to make sure that when everything came to light, it would be unforgettable. A month after the first party, Luke was throwing another event, and this time, Ethan knew it would be the perfect setting for his revenge. This party was bigger, with even more high-profile guests in attendance. Ethan arrived with Isabella, playing the role of the doting husband, while she remained blissfully unaware of what was about to happen. Halfway through the night, Ethan excused himself from a conversation, telling Isabella he was going to make a toast. She smiled at him, completely unaware of the storm that was about to hit. As Ethan took the microphone, the room grew quiet, all eyes on him. Isabella stood beside Luke, her smile faltering slightly as Ethan's gaze locked onto hers. "I'd like to make a toast to my incredible wife, Isabella," he began, his voice calm and measured. "For 10 years, we've shared our lives, built a family, and created memories I thought would last forever." The room was silent, the air thick with tension, as Ethan continued. "But sometimes life surprises you. Sometimes the people you trust the most turn out to have secrets they keep hidden." Isabella's face turned pale, her eyes widening in shock. She tried to step forward, but Ethan held up a hand, stopping her in her tracks. "And tonight, in front of all of you, I'd like to share one of those secrets." With the press of a button, the large projector screen behind him lit up with images. The room gasped as pictures of Isabella and Luke appeared. Photos of them sneaking into hotels, text exchange between them, even audio recordings of their late-night calls. Ethan had left no stone unturned. Isabella stood frozen, her face ashen, while Luke tried to make a quick exit. But the crowd had already turned on them. Ethan looked directly at them, his voice calm but with an edge of finality. "In the end, secrets never stay hidden for long. And now, everyone knows the truth." The fallout was swift and brutal. Within days, Ethan had filed for divorce, secured full custody of the kids, and made sure Luke's reputation was ruined. The affair became public knowledge, and Luke was forced to resign from his company amidst the scandal. As for Isabella, she lost everything: her marriage, her standing in the community, and the trust of everyone around her. Ethan, meanwhile, found a sense of peace. He had rebuilt his life from the ashes of betrayal, stronger than ever. In the end, the best revenge wasn't just exposing the truth, it was reclaiming his happiness. Wow, what a ride! Thanks for joining us on this intense journey of betrayal and ultimate revenge. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what you think. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss another incredible story from Reddit Stories Unveiled. What would you have done if you were in Ethan's shoes? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.